Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth, and today I am here with my next Reads and Reviews video. This is going to actually cover the week that I went to professional development all the way through the end of Tome Topple, which sounds like a lot, but it's three weeks is 3 weeks worth of me not reading a whole bunch. So let's get into it. All right, so like I said, this is covering 3 weeks, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right on up into it. So I completed The Ship of the Dead, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 3 by Rick Riordan. That was on the way to my professional development. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. I can't really tell you anything about it because it is the last book in a trilogy, but I will say that I really, really hope that my babies show up in other books because, oh. All right, next I completed The Cemetery of Forgotten Books, number 2.5, called The Rose of Fire. This is a novella set between Prisoner of Heaven and Angel's Game. I lost it there for a solid 30 seconds. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I love Carla Teresa Fawn. I love the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series, and I'm not telling you anything about this book other than the fact that it's phenomenal and it's about how the Cemetery of Forgotten Books came to be, and you should check it out. Next, I finished Marcy Kate Connolly's Shadow Weaver Book 1. I believe this is her debut, but I could be terribly mistaken. Either way, I really enjoyed this book. It's about a little girl who has powers, and her powers are that she can communicate with shadows, and they kind of flock to her. She can make them into toys and animals and all sorts of things and play with them. And her own shadow talks to her and is her best friend and winds up manipulating her into all sorts of things. I also completed books 2 and 3 in the DC Comics Heroes Secret Hero Society graphic novel series, and this is by Derek Friedolfs and Dustin Nguyen, Nguyen. I don't know why I can't say that. Book 2 is, I don't know. It's not on my list. I don't know why it's not on my list. It is the Fort of Solitude or something like that. Yes, Fort Solitude. And then book 3 is Detention of Doom, and I've given them both 4 out of 5 stars. They're really, really cute. I love it. Fort Solitude, they go to camp and people start disappearing. And then in Detention of Doom, they get these awards that then transport them to a parallel universe where they are in this endless detention and they have to figure out a way to get out of it. And it's fabulous. Loved them both. 4 out of 5 stars. Check them out. All right, then I completed The Count of Monte Cristo. That took me all last week. It was my first completion for Tome Topple, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adore this story. I love the movie adaptation. I love the movie adaptation from like 97, 98, may have been mid 90s. I don't even remember. I love that adaptation. It was amazing. However, the original storyline has so much more, and I had completely forgotten Alexandra Dumas. I don't know why I can't talk, guys. I really don't. I had actually completely filmed this, and then my computer froze up and dumped it all, which is the third time that's happened to me today while filming videos. So I don't know what it is with my editing program because I film and edit on the same program, and I don't know why it is continuously doing this to me, but that's fine. Moving on, Alexandre Dumas, he put so much extra into this book that I actually feel like it could have been edited down to be about half the size and still been just as completely heart wrenching and provoking as it is. at 1,056 pages, or possibly more so. But I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I do love this story a lot, and I am glad that I read it. Then I completed Dragon Overnight. This is Upside Down Magic Book 4, and it is the most recent in one of my favorite middle grade series. And these are written by Sarah Milnowski, Lauren Miracle, and Emily Jenkins. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It is just such a cute series, and you should definitely check it out. And finally, I have completed Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the last in the Illuminae Files trilogy, and it gets a 4.5 out of 5 stars out of me. And it was my second completion for Tome Topple. The third Tome Topple book I was reading, you may have seen the video that I posted. It was like less than 2 minutes long. And it was all about how I was DNFing a book. I really like the idea behind the book. I really like the premise of the book, but I don't know if I'm just not in the right headspace for the way it's written, or if it just really is bugging me that much and I should never pick it up again. But either way, I have DNF'd Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So many people love this book. So many people are talking about how amazing it is and how beautifully written, and I jumped on the hype train and I grabbed it from my library, and it took me a week and a half to get to page 152. And so earlier today I just said no more. I read 3 chapters. I couldn't remember what had happened in the 3 chapters I read. I didn't care when they got into a thing I can't talk about because spoilers, but I was like, oh, whatever. So I'm just done. I'm just done. So instead of that book, I decided to go ahead and pick up not a 500-page book. That is Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Now, this has been all around BookTube for a hot minute. A whole bunch of us love the movie The Labyrinth. I know that it has been my favorite movie since I was 6. So, for about 20 years now. And Winter Song is a retelling fan fiction, I guess. It's about the Goblin King. So I got it. My library finally got it, y'all. I've been waiting for 2 years. 2 years I've been waiting for this. And I'm probably going to be highly disappointed because it's based off of my favorite character from my favorite movie, and I've been waiting 2 years to get it. But I don't care. I'm 20 pages in, and so far I'm really enjoying it. So hopefully that trend continues. I am still reading for Tome Topple because technically today is Wednesday, and I have a couple of days left to complete more books for Tome Topple, other than the 2 I've already finished. And so I'm listening to the audiobooks for The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, and I have The Diviners by Libba Bray that just came in that I can start listening to. I probably will not finish both of those by the end of the week, but they're both books I've been excited to get into, so hopefully I will be able to complete them soon anyway. I do also have another audiobook that is for a much shorter book, but I've been on the waiting list for this audiobook for about year and a half now, somewhere in there, possibly longer, and that is Crenshaw by Kristen Applegate, maybe? Let me look it up. I actually have the physical book somewhere in the middle grade wrapping, Catherine Applegate, in those books that I wrapped for middle grade May that I did not get unwrapped. I had intended to listen to the audiobook with my daughter and, have the book where we could read along with it. She likes doing that. But then I'd forgotten about it. I wrapped it up, and that was that. And I still haven't unwrapped it. However, I did decide to pick a number, and the number I picked was 11. And if my computer had not dumped the previous footage, you would have seen me unwrapping number 11, and that is Poison is Not Polite. This is by Robin Stevens, and it is a Wells and Wong mystery, and I don't know which number in the series this is, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know if you have to read them in order. All I know is that it was for sale for the cheap. Like I got it for $1, I think, because it has a cut right here that you can't really even see. But there is a little bit of a cut right there. And so I got it in the dings and dents or whatever from Book Outlet. Scratch and dent? Scritch? It's in the scritch it. It was in the scritch it. Good Lord, people. All right, I am done. That's it. I'm going to check some books out. I'm going to turn some books in. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'll see you again soon. I hope you're having a great reading week. Give it a big thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Bye.